we get an influx of people who are thinking, is practitioner of EFT tapping for me? It starts to get that process going. It starts to get people to think that, this is a pretty amazing tool that I've got my hands on. It's a pretty amazing thing that I've got to work with. And they think of it very much like a self-help tool. Then as the summit goes along, there's kind of like this little penny kind of drops of, you know what? I could maybe help this with other people. I could probably go and help, I don't know, Aunt Joan. I could probably help my mum with some stuff. My brother's got some things. Oh my goodness, the girls at the office, the guys in football, just a whole bunch of stuff that comes up in people's heads as they're going through the summit of all the different ways that potentially they could go and help other people. Now, that is absolutely fabulous. That's exactly what we do here at the Australian Tapping Institute. We train people to be practitioners. We're an online course. We give you all the tools, the techniques. We give you the EFT. We give you the coaching. We give you the business modules. We teach you how to run a business. We have self-coaching stuff, so you start to grow you into who you need to be. But this also then has a number of different other questions that come up for people. And the next one's usually, is there enough work? Is there enough work for everybody? Now here in Australia, I don't know where you're watching from, but certainly in Australia, it is a newer technique than other things. NLP's been around a lot longer, cognitive behaviour therapies have been around longer. EFT's kind of at that infancy, for want of a better term. It really is quite new here. So to me, we're at the beginning of the movement, which also lends into, is there work? Let me get back to that. The answer is always going to be yes. I believe the world is changing. I believe that people are looking for more. I believe that people are wanting ways to help themselves. I believe that people are looking for different answers to old solutions. I think that some of the medical system is failing us. I think some of the other therapies aren't hitting the mark quite as readily or as easily or as effectively as what EFT tapping does. So if you're thinking about the world's changing and you're thinking about, is there enough work? Have a think about some of the issues in your life that you might not have been able to get over yet. Think of some of the stuff that comes up for you regularly, frequently. Maybe it's a constant trigger. Maybe it's just a regular trigger. Think of all those things in your life that come up for you. Now, where does a practitioner come into that? EFT, absolutely, self-help tool, designed for you to use at home, designed for everybody to use and be able to use. And that's what we use it for self-help. But there are going to be triggers, there are going to be issues, there are going to be stuff that comes up in your life that's happened or is going to happen that you need an expert to take you through. Imagine you're doing some journaling, or you're doing some work and you've got some thoughts in your own head and you get to a space where, you get that kind of feeling in your body, a bit of a twinge in the body, doesn't feel all that right. That's usually the brain going, I'm ready to get out of here. This is too scary. I've packed it away for a reason. I don't want to go there. I don't want to deal with this. You'll get up, you'll pick up your phone, you'll look at something on social media, you'll check your emails, you'll, go and play with the dog, you'll go for a walk around the house, you'll go to the cupboard, you'll go to the fridge, crack open a beer, whatever it is. We have all got a strategy that when it gets a little bit too scary and things get a little bit too uncomfortable to deal with on our own, suddenly something else that's very random, not very important, becomes very, very important. This is where you as a practitioner comes in. So people are going to come to see you in your studio, in your practice. We'll talk about later on another video of where you're going to work with your clients. But people are going to come and see you and you are going to hold that space for them. You are going to understand what they've got going on. You're going to understand of the triggers and what's really holding these fears and these bothersome memories, etc. in place. And you're going to help to clear them at a deep, deep level. That's why you come and get trained, because it's not the surface stuff. The surface stuff we can usually deal with ourselves, but it's the stuff underneath that you need a practitioner for. And that's where you are going to train as a practitioner so that you understand how to go deep with your clients into what they've got going on? How do you go and talk to someone who's got, some sort of physical ailment? How do you talk to them about what's going on in the body? How do you work with someone who's been through some sort of trauma without re-traumatizing them by making them talk about what went on? How do you do all this? Schools like ours, we train people like you to do that. So I guess that's sort of a longer answer to the question of, is there plenty of work around? There absolutely is. And there certainly is enough work and enough of a movement going on. And I certainly intend to have it mainstream therapy here in Australia and through the South Pacific is my absolute goal. I mean, world domination is there as well, but that's where I'm going to start, is to push it through all of those to get it so much more well known than it is presently. So people are going to be coming to see you. They're going to pay you good money. The average client will pay you anything from sort of $80 to anything up to maybe $150 seems to be the going rates, anywhere in between there, depending on the practitioner's level of expertise and how long they've been doing it. Sure, there are some people who are dearer than that, but that sort of gives you a bit of a ballpark. You do some of the maths on that. You've got 3 or 4 clients a day. You've got a full list of clients that you're going to work with if you're doing this as a full-time job and not a bit of a side hustle. It's probably more than you're making now. It's probably better money than you're making now. Actually doing work that really matters, something that you're going to be passionate about, something that you're going to love as much as I did. I don't tend to see private clients anymore because I run the school, but I just got such a buzz out of working with individual clients. It was just absolutely heartfelt for me. It was really was wonderful. So if you are at all thinking that you have any thoughts whatsoever about being a practitioner of EFT, as we run a 12-month course. It is completely online, so you don't have to wait for a trainer to come to you. You don't have to pay extra expenses for travel. We use technology, so we all come together and you get to meet other students and connect with them. We do it all. We have this complete business in a box, which I'm pretty proud of, I must say. But if you're thinking at all about being a practitioner of EFT, yes, there is plenty of work around. The world is changing and it needs you. Get in touch with us here, Australian Tapping Institute. Check on our website, australiantappinginstitute.com.au. Click through to our online academy. Depending on when you're watching this, certainly at the moment there are a whole lot of enrolment bonuses available. We would love to welcome you in if we're the school for you. Otherwise, there's other schools around. Go and Google them and do your own research. But if you're thinking about a career as an EFT practitioner, I just urge you to, yes, follow up on it, ask the questions, find out the information for you